Hello, everyone. Good day. Happy Fun Friday. We made it again. Yes, I'm clapping for everyone that made it to this day that is supporting us here, either on stage, in the background, or in whatever way that they can. Together, we are transforming the lives of children, women, and young people and encouraging them and giving them the strength and the tools that they need to defeat hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to get started. I will be the only one here on stage. I encourage anyone that wants to come on stage here to come with me here on stage. Sister Yvonne has an appointment, and it's very important that she respects that. And Sister Sharon, if you're there, which I believe you are, Nancy, whoever wants to join us on stage, just ask the managing director for the link to join me here on stage. It's always a beautiful thing to hear from all of us. Once in a while, we always have something to learn from somebody. And I know that the stage might not be for everyone, but if you can come on here, even if you speak in your dialect, in your language, I know that there are people that are going to understand you because we are serving children all around the world. And so we can speak in different languages, in different cultures, in different ways that will be understandable to those that live in that very culture. So thank you so much. We're going to get going so that we can go and get ready for the weekend. And let us know in the chat what you plan to do for the weekend. What meal do you plan to cook for you and your family so that your children can hopefully also learn and do the same thing? And so please, when you come on here, the first thing is to put the big thumbs up, like, and let us keep hitting those algorithms with the hashtags. Hashtag one global movement, hashtag defeat hunger, hashtag defeat illiteracy, hashtag defeat poverty, hashtag build generational wealth, hashtag planting seeds of prosperity, hashtag all those beautiful hashtags, because that is what is going to hit the algorithms, and we can begin to get recognize and send materials our way that are going to help us keep helping this young population in the world. And the one question I want to ask is, how are you all doing today? I would like people to say, I'm doing fine in the chat, because we need to find out if everyone is doing fine, everyone is doing well, and your family. So thank you so much. Begin to do, if you don't have any comments to make, please do the hashtags. Very, very important. Very important. Thank you so much. And let me know if you're hearing me, John, since I'm the only one on stage here now. I want to make sure that I'm heard, okay? Or anybody in the chat can let me know if you guys hear me, all right? Okay, thank you so much. Now, we are in One Global Movement Revolution, part 364. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming each day? This is a question that we are asking ourselves. We're not just asking other people. If we're asking our children, it therefore means that we ourselves are becoming something every day, because we cannot ask. Thank you so much, John, for affirming that. We cannot ask these questions to other people without first asking ourselves, because when we become something great, then the children can also learn from us and also do the same. So who are you becoming each day is a question, very important question, very fundamental question. And how can your growth help build a brighter world? Who are you becoming every day, and how can your growth help you build a better world? So becoming means we are growing constantly, every day, by the minutes. So who are we becoming? And how can this growth impact the lives of women, children, and young people? This is very important here. And we will always want to thank our CEO for bringing this global family together in this manner. So I am highly grateful, and I get to be the benefactor, the beneficiary of what our CEO brought here in the world. And we keep putting our hands together that whatever God has put in him to do for humanity, he will continue to do that. And someday we will be rising more than the stars, so that we will land on the moon, not just on the stars. And so we thank him for that. And every sunrise, as we all know, whether the sun is rising in the United States, in Bangui, where I was born, in Canada, in Rwanda, wherever, each sunrise carries with it a sacred invitation, the chance to become. When you wake up in the morning and the sun rises, it carries with it an invitation for you and for me, for all of us, the opportunity to become something better, something great. Not simply to exist. We were not created simply just to exist. No, we were created to excel. We were created to become something great, something larger than life. But we were also created to evolve, to grow with purpose. Not just growing, we grow with purpose. And so at One Global Movement, we believe that transformation is not accidental. It is not. Nothing happens by accident. It is intentional. You got to put intentions into your goals and your dreams, and keep on working on your gift, keep on working on your purpose. It has to be intentional. It's not easy for us to come here to support children, young people, and women. But when we have that intention, an intention comes after you make that decision to say, I am going to do this. And when you take that decision and you put that intention with the decision, there is nothing that you cannot do. So this is a very important thing. And the act of becoming is the bridge that connects personal growth to global impact. The act of becoming means you're growing, evolving, is the bridge. Now you're building bridges, not just the physical bridge per se. You're building bridges that connect your personal growth to global impact. Because when you grow, then the world will also grow, because you are putting your intention in your purpose, and you keep working your purpose, keep working your gift, and people will benefit without you even knowing, because you have that good intention in mind. So, who are you becoming each day? Ask yourself this question. You can type it in the chat. If you have nothing else to type, just type, who am I becoming every day? Or who are you becoming every day? Let us all type that in the chat. All right? So, who are you becoming every day is not a passive question. No, it is not a question that you just ask. Say, let me just ask this question. It's not passive. No, it is a revolutionary one, a question that is revolutionary. A revolution is something that you keep working on, and all for the transformation and betterment of humanity. And so, who are you becoming each day? Is not just a passive question. It's not just any question that you just ask and then you just walk away and you do nothing about it. So it is a revolutionary question. It is the mirror that reflects the seed of possibility in every child, every woman, and every young person. It is a mirror. And we all know that. That's why we are here. And so it is intentional. This kind of question is not just intentional, it is also internal, and an internal compass that guides each of us to rise beyond mere survival into builders of change, builders of transformations, and carriers of the light that we shine on others in the world, particularly the most vulnerable population in the world, which is our children, young people, and women. This is very, very important for us to understand. And we're not just coming here just to say, I am present here supporting one global movement. You're actually internalizing and putting your intentions on what you are doing. And because when you put the intention, the creator reads your actions, the creator reads your mind, the creator reads your heart. And it's not just so much the words that come out of our mouth, it is the heart. You might say something and you're doing another. Know that those actions have been read, and what we get in return is exactly what we put out. So this is very, very important. And so becoming is a daily revolution. It is not something that you do today and you don't do tomorrow. You do it for your entire life until you exit the stage of this life into a higher realm, into meeting the creator. This is very important, Becoming is a quiet revolution. You do it quietly, without noise, without attracting attention, without saying, oh, look at me here. No, it is a quiet revolution that begins in the soul. This quiet revolution begins in your soul. That means it takes your entire existence to begin this revolution. And that is why you are becoming each and every day. Each and every day. So it is the courage to ask. Ask. You ask, you don't just sit. Am I growing in love? You ask yourself. Am I growing in wisdom? Am I growing in compassion? And am I growing in purpose? These 4 questions are very fundamental. It is just like we always say that you ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you here on earth? Why were you created in the first place? And why were you given gifts that are so different from others? Or why were you given the same gift but giving different ways of implementation? And why are you having a different background? These are fundamental questions that when we ask ourselves every day as humans, we are becoming. And then when you are becoming, you ask yourself, am I growing in love? Are you growing in love, or you're growing in hatred? Are you growing in wisdom? Are you growing in compassion? Are you growing in empathy? Are you growing in purpose? These are so many questions, and you can ask yourself different questions pertaining to your situation. You must not even only ask the same question. That's why we're giving choices to children, right? So growth isn't only measured by degrees. We always say that. They are not just always measured by degrees or status, your status in society, or maybe your status in your family. No. Or the level or the volume of your bank account. No. Or the color of your skin. No. True growth is measured by the depth of empathy we cultivate. The really deepness of the empathy that we cultivate by how boldly we respond to hunger. We respond to illiteracy. We respond to poverty. We respond to injustice. And how consistently we choose peace. We choose peace over silence. Because when we choose peace over silence, we are transforming lives of children that have been so neglected, children that have been abused, children that are hungry, children that don't have the means to attend education, whether formal or informal, or they don't even have the means, or have not been created that space to do that. And so this is very, very important. When we reflect on who we are becoming, we take responsibility for the energy we add to the world. Let me repeat this again. When we reflect each day on who we are becoming, we take responsibility for the energy we add to the world. and there is something good within you, if you know that you are adding positive energy in the world, there is something so beautiful that wells up in your chest, and you're so happy that you're doing something. It happens to me all the time. I am really so happy because I am doing this, because without this, what else could I have been doing without this? Being that I am a child, a product of my village, a village that pooled their resources together, even selling their land and educating me with intention to say, she will go to school. Like my grandmother said, you will go to school before you ever get married. And it happened. And why can't I do that for others? That's what you should be asking yourself. We all are here because somebody made it happen to us with intention. You are not just here by your own self. We just talked about our CEO who brought us here together. And this is the first of its kind that I've ever seen. I don't know about you, but this is the first of its kind that I've ever seen in the world, that a CEO is bringing a world family together with value, ethical standards, and with cleanliness for the purpose of humanity. And that is why we all are benefiting here, because we were brought together. So this is very, very important for us. And keep putting those hashtags there. Don't let it go. Hashtag defeat hunger, hashtag defeat poverty, hashtag defeat illiteracy, hashtag planting seeds of prosperity, hashtag speak with heart, all those beautiful hashtags, hashtag one global movement, hashtag OGM. So keep doing that. We want this, if we keep doing it consistently, which is what we're talking here with intention, we are going to hit those AI algorithms, and they're going to really help us so that we can also help children, young people, and women. And so let us teach our children that their voices count, that their voices matter, that we are ready to listen to them. Like one of our own says, stop, drop, and listen. And that is Sister Sharon Balhu Pushpin Media. So stop, drop, and listen. Because a lot of times, and I had caught myself before too in that, because in our own mind space, in our own insecurities, in our own rush, in our own whatever we're doing, we tend to not stop, drop, and listen to children. And so let us teach our children that their voices matter. If you sit there and you really pay attention to your children when they are speaking, or when they are talking, discussing something with you, guess what? You just light something up in them. They'll be so happy that you're listening, because you're actually paying attention. You're looking at them in the eyes, and you're nodding, and you're saying, wow, wonderful. You're clapping, you're doing things. These children prosper, they progress in whatever thing they are planting, whatever seeds they are planting, they progress. Maybe seeds of academics, maybe it's planting tomato plants, maybe it's whatever their background helps them, or whatever their gift is, that is planting seeds of prosperity. When we listen, when we truly listen with those big smiles that will even want to tear our lips from end to end, these children will be happy. And I made it a point of duty, and doing it with intention as my responsibility, to be sure that my son is listened to. And that brings a lot. It sparks this kind of intelligence in these children that you wouldn't believe it. So it is very, very important. So let's teach our children that their voices matter. Let's inspire our women to believe that leadership starts with believing in their divine potential. Yes, especially our young girls, our young men, or young people in general, they have lost interest in the world. They have lost trust in the world, because a lot of us, the parents, the adults, the caregivers, and even institutions and businesses have failed these children. And so we here in One Global Movement say, no, we're going to put a stop to that, and we're going to make them, or not make them to, we're going to encourage them to trust us, so that they will believe that, no, at least there is a rising star out there for me that I can trust, that I can confine in, that I can go out there on the stage, or I can record something and send, and I can express myself. I can tell my own story. I can let them know what I'm doing in the world. I can let them know the adventures or what I'm studying or what I'm doing in my community. That is why we encourage everyone, particularly young people, to occupy this stage, because this is for them. You and I, the parents, the caregivers, and adults, are just servants because we've been called to serve. Because the scripture says, go and serve these little young ones. And therefore, that's what we're doing here in One Global Movement. So let us empower our youth to dream beyond their circumstances, because becoming is for all of us. You were born, I was born, all of us were born with equal potential. Just like we were born giving the same time, so that nobody can complain that I don't have time. We were born giving the same air that we breathe. We were born giving the same gift. It now depends on us on how we execute our gifts. And we encourage all of us here to take consistent and persistent action towards transforming the lives of women, children, and young people when it concerns hunger, illiteracy, and poverty. And so, becoming is for all of us, regardless of who you are. The greatest people in the world that are transforming the world are young people. And therefore, together, we want to keep helping them while also helping ourselves along. We want to keep being those role models to these children. And we want to keep creating those spaces, those highly equipped academic spaces that they can learn with tools and with the space, the mind space and peace that they need so that they can learn. Even in refugee camps or in war-torn zone, the greatest thing we can place in the hand of a child is a book, because that book will be and should be a route of escaping to safety for that child. And therefore, we place so much emphasis on that. And so now we want to link personal growth to global change. How? How can you link your personal growth, your becoming, to global change? Now, a woman who learns to read is not just growing herself. We know that. You know, you and I, we always say, mama, mama, right? Even though by nature, when you have a child and they learn how to talk, the first thing that, or the first word that they pronounce is dada, dada. I don't know why. When I had my son, I was like, oh, I thought you should be calling me first. But he was saying dada, dada, and I was kind of jealous a little bit, you know? But that's just nature. And so a lot of us here, we always say, my mom, mama, mama, because we know the significance of a mother in a home, the significance of a mother in a school, in a village, in a society. We know. And we know the ripple effects of a mother. A mother is a multiplier. You give a mother just 1 inch of something, she grows it to half of that thing or even a full something. You give a mother one thing, they multiply it. You give a mother maybe $1, she's going to figure out what to do with that dollar so that the home, the household can eat a meal, right? And so when a woman opens a book, when a woman is learning a skill, maybe it is sewing or maybe it is knitting or whatever, the children pay attention to it. That is why we place so much emphasis on the education of a woman. And education here, like we always say, is not just formal education. You can learn a skill, you learn a business, you learn leadership, you learn mentoring or counseling or whatever, because by nature we are. So a woman who learns to read is not just growing herself, she is planting a tree of literacy for generations to come. Yes, she is planting a tree. She is planting a baobab tree for generations to come. The baobab tree is very significant. I talk about it because I come from a culture where the baobab represent everything. Everything from the roots to the trunk, to the back, to the fruits, to the leaves, to everything. There is no part of the baobab tree that you can throw away. It is so significant, and that is why people use it a lot in the world as a source of divine healing. This is very important. So, a woman who learns to read is not just growing herself, she is planting a tree of literacy, a tree of prosperity for generations to come. So, a young boy who chooses compassion over violence. This is so important. Our young boys have been groomed by by maybe gangs or systems that use young people as a way of getting things, and we know that it's all over the world. They use young boys to do things that are not okay, just like they use young girls. So a young boy who chooses compassion over violence rewrites the history of his family. Think about that. What are you teaching your son? Or what are we teaching the sons of the world? And a girl who believes she can lead breaks 1,000 silent chains in her bloodline, in her village, in her community. I decided through the mentorship, the love and guidance of my grandmother and Almighty God that I will be the very first child in my bloodline to eradicate illiteracy, to eradicate poverty, to eradicate hunger, to eradicate squalor, dirt, and all other social challenges that face women or young girls worldwide. And today, God has allowed me to do that, but it couldn't have been possible without the love, the help, and the presence of all of you here who are supporting One Global Movement and our CEO. And I always think back to what my grandmother always taught me that God has lined people along your path of life that are going to build bridges for you to keep crossing to reach women and children. And today, every day, I am seeing those bridges, and those bridges are you guys. Imagine when we just put our hands like this together and we go elbow to elbow. What are we doing? We are building bridges because together we are so strong that nothing can prevent us from serving our children, women, and young people. This is so amazing, and I'm glad because my grandmother prophesied that, and it's coming to pass. So personal growth is global work. When you are growing on yourself, because you cannot go out there to help somebody without helping yourself first. That way, that if you do like that, then you are empty inside of you. So personal growth equals global growth. So grow yourself. You cannot give food to somebody without first of all feeding yourself and having that energy that you can actually go and look for those that are hungry and give them food as well. So we take care of ourselves so that we can take care. When you take care of yourself, you hold one. When you hold one, you hold the hand of one, you have held the hand of those who depend on that one. And you might think that you're helping only one person, but you are actually helping the world. And so this is exactly how it happens. It's amazing, it's amazing. And so it is personal growth is it's global work. It is a foundation of social justice, of innovation, and of healing. Now, at One Global Movement, we are building bridges of prosperity, planting seeds of prosperity between the personal and the global. We recognize that hunger, illiteracy, poverty, and violence are not abstract problems. They are not abstract. They are not just problems that you just talk about them and dismiss them. No, they're not. They are actually deeply personal wounds felt in the heart of all of us here, felt in the hearts of the individuals that are going through all of that. Because a lot of us, maybe all of us, have walked through this path. We get to understand that this kind of wounds are felt by all. The wounds of illiteracy, the wounds of hunger, the wounds of poverty, the wounds of abuse. It's being felt by all of us because I bet you all of us in one point or the other have gone through something like this. And so our movement here, one global movement says, when I rise with the mantle of hope, we rise. Your growth becomes an offering. Your growth is an offering. You might not know. What we're doing here, we're not just listening to Mundih speaking. We're listening to ourselves speaking through Mundih. And so your growth becomes an offering to the world. As you're growing yourself and then growing your home, your children and others, you now become an offering to the world. Your healing becomes hope. And we never lose sight of hope. When you keep growing, that means you will never lose sight of hope. It's always going to be there. And so your courage becomes a shelter for someone still lost in the storm. The storms of hunger, the storms of illiteracy, the storms of poverty. And so your courage then becomes a shelter for someone still lost in their own storms, in their challenges. And they don't believe that there is a way. There is always a way. You have to rise up and raise your voice and say, I am going to do this. I am going to get out of my situation. When you say that, there is something that happens in your subconscious mind. Your brain takes it and it stores it in your subconscious mind, and things begin to change for the better. It is a natural tendency. We don't need to study it in school. It is just right there because that is the way that we were created. Exactly that. You don't look at what other people are doing. You can look at it to learn, but do what God has put in you to do. Each and every one of us was created for something. We were created for greatness. Our children are created for greatness. And that greatness starts with us, the parents. If we don't act out our greatness, we don't act out our gift, these children would not know. They would just believe that, I am worthless. I am not never going to amount to anything because I've been called names that you're nothing. There is no word that somebody would tell your child out there that we cannot turn it around. Turn it around by loving them, nurturing them, providing them with the space and clear, focused mind that they need to work on their goals and their dreams. So across the globe, children are being denied an education. I am an example, but thank God for my grandmother who stood firm and said, I would rather give away my life to save the life of my granddaughter. And so women are silenced. You can't speak because you're a woman, despite holding the wisdom of generations. Women are silenced. They hold the wisdom of generations, yet they're silenced in one way or the other. And a lot of time because it's been done just too much for generations, and some people just think that it's okay, and it's just become like a part and parcel of their lives. But that's not the way it should be, because we were never, ever created to be that. So young people are overlooked despite carrying the fire of innovation. Do you know that young people carry the fire of innovation? They carry the mantle of hope. They carry the light that shines on the world. Do you know that? Yes, they do. And therefore, we respect them. We kneel to them. We create pathways that will help them to excel in the world. Because when they excel, you and I are great. We are fine as well. So young people are overlooked. Let us not overlook our young people, because they carry the torch. They are the torch bearers of innovation. They are the fire that lights the entire world. And so this is not just a global crisis, it is a human crisis. It starts with us. And then when, like my grandmother taught me that it starts from the home. It starts from the home. Regardless of what it is, it starts from the home. And I know that sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes maybe we are sick. Sometimes, for one reason or the other, our resources are not there, or something happens. Sometimes because of oppression, suppression. Sometimes because of trafficking. Sometimes because of senseless wars. Sometimes people seize people's properties, and sometimes a lot of things they steal, they loot, they do a lot of things. I've seen it even in my village, and then these kids cannot get to anywhere. But it starts with you and I. If something has been taken away from you, what can you do? Are you going to keep fighting? You have so many skills. But I also know that somebody cannot just walk into your home and take your child or convert your home to your own and you let it go free. God will fight those battles for you so long as you're doing the right thing. And so this is very, very uh, the important. Young people are overlooked. Let us not overlook our young people. Let us make them feel, know, see, hear that they are the most important. We let us if use our five senses, the senses of touch, the sense of sight, the sense of hearing, the sense of taste, the sense of whatever, to make them feel and know that they are valued, that they are the most important sector of every village, every society. So this is not just a global crisis. It is a human crisis. It starts with you and I. And so, but what if your journey of becoming but what if your journey of becoming, your education, your business, your voice could change that? What about that? Think about that. What if your journey of becoming, that is your education of all kinds, learning a skill, whatever, your business, your voice could change the narrative? Now, what if every step you take towards your higher self within you, breaks a chain for someone else? What about that? Which is what we are doing here. So, this is the essence of one global movement, to live lives so purposeful that others are freed by our example, to become people who do not wait for change, but are the change themselves. We don't sit here and wait for our CEO. No, you do what you need to do. And when that comes, it just becomes an addition that will take you to fly to higher heights, right? And so, what becoming looks like? What does becoming looks like in action? Ask yourself this question. Remember, becoming means growing every day. You are becoming. There is no point in your life that you can stop growing. No. Remember, as babies, they are conceived, they grow in the mother's womb as a fetus, and then within from 4 months up or so, from the babies that develop. So if you're like my son, he was moving at 3 months old, you know, and they start moving in the stomach, and then through the process of pregnancy for 9 months, they are born. And those baby, when they come out, a lot of babies, they close their eyes. Pretty soon they open their eyes. Pretty soon they want to see everything. Pretty soon they are looking at your face to see if you're smiling or you're not smiling. And when you smile, they smile. Pretty soon they are crawling. Pretty soon they want to hold something and stand. They are always becoming. They are always becoming. They are not giving up. They fall. In trying to take the first steps, they fall, they get hurt, they cry, they get up again, and they're doing it. They're always becoming. So our babies, our children, our kids are the most important people because they don't give up. They see fire, they go there. Have you seen a child seeing a caterpillar or fire? They're trying to see what it is. They are becoming. When they get burned, oh, they withdraw, which we shouldn't expose them to that anyway. But they don't give up. They will fall so many times. They stand up, and eventually they are one step, they're staggering, another step, they stagger, another one. Before you know, they are so strong. They're walking, they're running, they're climbing, and they're doing a lot of things. And so becoming, it's a daily something. You and I are adults now, but we are growing in different ways in implementing action with our gift, so that we can be role models and impress our children, because children are impressionable, they copy, and therefore we want to do the right thing. So becoming is not loud in action. No. So we ask ourselves, what does becoming look like in action? We say that becoming is not loud, but it is powerful in action. So it is another way of doing things, saying, okay, I'm going to take this action. Have you ever just sat and you are so happy that you did something, and when you procrastinate and then you become so sluggish, so tired to even go back to that thing? That is why becoming is a daily action, and we must encourage our children, our students to take daily action. Children are in school. Let us have meetings with them once a week, or a text message or whatever, to check on them, but also to encourage them to do their homework, to study, and to do their projects little by little, every day, little by little, every day, so that they are becoming every single day. So it is the mother who refuses to let poverty define her children's future. It is the mother. But also the father is very important, because the father fends and protects and want to make sure that the family is well protected, and that the family has something to eat. And so it is the mother who refuses to let poverty define her children's future. No, poverty doesn't have to define the children's future, and we must not allow that to happen. It is the young leader who transform a neglected street corner into a garden of hope, a neglected street corner into a garden of hope. How can young people do that? Young leaders do that. They're planting seeds of prosperity. It can be different seeds. What is that seed that you have in your mind, in your heart, that is always saying, I am going to plant a seed of prosperity? What is that? It can be a beautiful flower, like we planted some. I've forgotten the name of the flower, but it blossoms and it attracts a bumble. Is it bumble? Not bumblebees. It attracts hummingbirds. And now my son created a hummingbird haven here. So now when people are passing on the street, they stop right there. They are watching. They are watching. Maybe it's planting an apple tree in front of your home, like we did, so that you can share that apple, those apples with others. Share the tree with others. Maybe it's just planting a shade, a tree that will provide shade for people when they're walking and they get tired. When it's so hot out there, they can stop uh, and then get some coolness from the tree. So it is the mother who does all of this, but the father also support. It is a youth leader who transform a neglected corner of the street into gardens of hope and prosperity. So let us plant seeds every day. When we are becoming, it means we are planting seeds of prosperity every day, and we are becoming that. And when we become that, the world will also become that as well. So it is the teacher who opens her home to tutor children with no books. Imagine that. Children who don't have books, you go buy books, you open your home. And you don't have to be a teacher, because we all are teachers in our various creation. We can teach, we can counsel, we can nurture, we can feed. And so let us do that. You are becoming when you choose love over hate. When you choose to love over hate, regardless of what somebody has done to you, because hatred is such a heavy burden to carry in your heart. When you learn to forgive and you choose love over it, we take the example of President Nelson Mandela. President Nelson Mandela, what was done to him? If it was you and I, we would swear, we would curse, we would want to get a stick or something or a gun and do something, right? But he understood humanity. He understood the benefit of choosing love over hatred. He chose to forgive, he chose to love, and he chose to unite, and so that everyone can live in peace. But that doesn't mean you don't have to let somebody intrude in your home or abuse you or your family or your children. You got to do something because we are the servants and the protectors. So you are becoming when you choose love over hate. So important. You are becoming when you invest in your mind, body, your entire body, and spirit. Remember, we always talk about the spirit, the African spirit of Ubuntu. Ubuntu means you are there because I am here. And I am here because you are there. And I know Brother Levi of South Africa will understand this spirit of Ubuntu very well. And a lot of us too will understand. You can just go and type Ubuntu and you will know what that spirit is all about. This is a spirit that President Nelson Mandela talked about a lot. The spirit that you are not an island upon yourself. You are who you are today because somebody invested in you. It can be your parents, it can be an uncle and auntie, it can be a friend, it can be the government, it can be whoever. And so this is very important. You are becoming, when you take one step each day, just one, to live with purpose, because what the tendency is that when you take that one step, that those are a million steps that you've taken, because that one step brings a lot to you. And so as one global movement family, as one global movement revolution, we call on every citizen, every child, every parent, every adult, every caregiver of the world to take ownership of their daily becoming. Take ownership, own it. Own it. Focus on it. Don't focus on the other things that are distracting you. Focus on your becoming. If your becoming was to go open your shop today, give the best smile to your customers, and you will see the results. Maybe a customer bought something and they came back and said that thing was not good. When they bring it back to you, accept to replace it. Accept to replace it. And you'll become, because what you're doing is you're building your business with love, integrity, and action. So it is very, very important. So as one global movement, we call every citizen of the world to take ownership of their becoming, not relegating your becoming into the hands of other person. Your growth lies in your hands, because we've been created and endowed and blessed with what we can use to become every single day, not just for self improvement, but for the liberations of children, women and young people, and others around us, just like we are doing. And so what does it mean to shine? Because when you are becoming, you are shining a light. Remember that. You are shining a light, you're building monuments, and you're building empires that will transform the world. So to shine is to be unapologetically who you are created to be, in service of something greater than yourself. It means lighting a path where others once walk in darkness. To me, that means creating a trail. Go where nobody has ever gone with your gift. And then when you leave, you don't just leave, you leave a trail. That means you are utilizing your gift for the betterment of the greatest good of the greatest majority. So purpose is not just found, it is chosen. You choose your purpose. You don't just find it. You don't just stumble on it. You choose it. You choose it with intentionality. So it is, you choose it. You just choose it. And hope is not weak, it is resilient. You and I are resilient beings because sometimes we get beaten up, right? But you still say, you know what? You beat me up. I'm still breathing. I'm still going to do it anyhow. And when we walk in purpose and radiate hope, we make it possible for others to see their worth, to claim their rights, and to stand in dignity. As you grow in strength, you will inspire others. As you grow in love, you will attract unity. As you grow in clarity, you will lead with vision. This is the future of one global movement, is building, planting seeds of prosperity in a world where growth is sacred. SACRED. I always like to spell that because that is such a big word. And it's a word that we are utilizing here all the time. And where growth is secret and becoming is shared. You share your growth with others, right? And so I would leave you with this as we conclude. A daily commitment to transformation. What path have you chosen to take as your daily commitment to transformation? And how are you nurturing that? So today we ask again, not just for reflection, but for action. Who are you becoming each day? Who are you becoming each day? Are you becoming someone who heals, someone who builds, someone who liberates? Who are you becoming each day? Let your life answer be, let your choices speak. Let your life answer with what you do with your life, and let your choices speak for themselves. Let your light shine bright like the stars. Let them shine bright so that they can light the way for others. And because a brighter world is not just a dream, it is a product of who we are choosing to become right now, at this moment. Some of you are already going to go to bed. Some of you maybe it's still morning. Some of you is the afternoon or evening. What are you choosing? Stop for a moment. Whatever you're doing, just stop for a moment and ask yourself, what am I becoming at this present moment? And a lot of things will come to your mind. At first, they might not be clear, but when you keep asking yourself this question, they will become clearer and clearer. But you must ask with action, because that is the action that will make things clear for you. And so together, let us rise as the mantle of hope. Together, let us become as builders, as planters of seeds of prosperity. Together, let us build a world that shines with purpose and hope for every child, every woman, every youth. And so becoming is the most revolutionary act of hope that one global movement is nurturing. Your growth is not yours alone. It is a seed for humanity. You are planting a seed of prosperity for humanity. And so a rising life builds a rising world. One global movement says a rising light, a rising life builds a rising world. So let your becoming set someone else free today. Let your becoming set someone free today. We do not wait for the world to change. We become the change that we want to see in the world. We become the change that we are waiting for. So you become it. You wait for your own change. Don't wait for others to change. You wait for your own and you become that change every single day. So what action can one global movement take to help children, youth, and women become? Nurture identity and purpose. Let us nurture identity and purpose, and you can do this in different ways. For children, crave safe learning spaces. We also talk about that. We already talk about that. For women, provide platform for rediscovering their self-worth and reclaim leadership roles in their villages and communities. For young people, let us offer mentorship programs like we are doing here in One Global that will link their personal growth to global issues they can help to bring solutions to. So when you know who you are, you know what you can change. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you were born to be? Do you know why you were born? Take the time to study yourself and ask yourself those questions that you've been escaping from. Ask yourself those hardcore questions, and you will become something every single day. Let us provide growth tools and skills. We can also create pathways for leadership, right? Pathways for leadership, because we are born leaders, but we have to become those leaders every day. We don't just rise up and become leaders, we have to build it every single day. And let us build community support systems. We talk about opening your living room to read to children in your community, but you must make sure that you're following the law. So, and then we can link personal growth to global impact. We talked a while ago about shadow adoption. You must not adopt a child to live with you in your home, but you can shadow adopt that child and sponsor that child while that child is living with the parents. But you are sponsoring that child. We can celebrate every step of growth. This is so important. A lot of us, like me, I'm guilty. Sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves. When you achieve something little, no matter how little it is, thank God for it and be happy and pat yourself on the back. Say, I did it. And if I did it today, I can do it tomorrow and I can do it even better. And I am going to become. And so, one global movement is the team here is becoming something better from the heart of humanity to world leaders. This is a call for every person, including world leaders, including governments, institutions, and churches, businesses, whatever. Becoming something better from the heart of humanity to world leaders, church leaders, community leaders, chindas, and kings and queens of villages and school and universities, business organization. This is a powerful invitation to you. We, One Global Movement, extend an urgent and heartfelt invitation. Humanity stands at the crossroads of hunger, illiteracy, poverty, injustice that continue to rob millions of especially children, women, and young people of their dignity, dreams, and future. But we believe that change begins each day with us. Change begins with you and I becoming something greater from the heart for the sake of humanity. Not because somebody cursed you out or gave you the F word or swore against you. No, you are doing that for humanity. You don't care who says what. So we are calling on you, leaders of influence, guardians of cultures, keepers of faith, educators of minds, and builders of economies to unite with us in this decisive action, eliminate hunger, support sustainable farming, fair food access, and community-driven solutions. End illiteracy, invest in education, in a child's education, digital literacy, and the right of every child to learn without barriers. Break the chains of poverty, empower with skills, empower children, women, and young people with skills, entrepreneurship, and ethical economic opportunities. This is not a campaign. We need to know that this is not a campaign for applause. We don't ask for clapping here in One Global Movement. It's not a campaign for clapping. It is a movement for life. This is not charity. It is justice. This is not the work of one person. It is the calling of all of us in the world. We invite you to commit resources, be they books, pencils, garden tools, financial assistance, backpacks, sanitary pad, whatever you can do. We invite you to commit resources, knowledge, and networks to projects that feed, educate, and empower. Let us champion ethical policies that protect the most vulnerable, which is our population. Let us mobilize people, our families, our communities, our villages, platforms, and influence to create lasting transformation like we are doing here. A better world will not be written in history books by chance. Nothing gets written in history book by chance. It will be written by hands, hearts, and courage of those who chose to build it. And it is you and I here in one global movement. So together, together, let us rise. Leaders of faith, culture, education, and enterprises, becoming living examples of what humanity can be at its best. Because when we grow from the heart, when we truly grow from the heart, I say it bothers me a lot, and I cry for joy because I was that child that was picked from the rubbles and educated and fed and loved by an entire village. And so, together, let us rise as leaders of faith, culture, education, and enterprise, becoming living examples of what humanity can be at its best. Because when you and I, when we grow from the heart, the whole world grows with us. Join us in one global movement. What are you waiting for? Who are you becoming? Who are you serving? If you're not serving children, women, and young people, who else are you serving? Join us, stand with us, act with us for humanity, for the future, for now. Contact us. The managing director is there. You can contact the managing director while we keep building our website. Contact the managing director, contact any of us here, and get the information to join us. Spread this information on your platforms. The gospel of one global movement, post it out there, because when you bring your vision, your mission, when we put it together with one global movement, we can transform our families, our children, and the entire world. Thank you guys so much for being a part of one global movement here today. Today is a very beautiful day, a fun Friday. So thank you guys so much for being here. Quickly, I want to appreciate our audience here, and with the prayers that we're going to have a wonderful weekend. So we have uh, Ifan, thank you so much for being a part of us here today. We appreciate you. And Abdul Sattar, thank you, sir, for your love and support. We appreciate you as well. Hello, Sanil. Thank you so much for being a part of you. I really highly appreciate those that sacrifice their sleep just to support one global movement here. We appreciate you so much. And thank you, Sir Suresh Kumar. We appreciate you, sir, for being a part of a revolution that is transforming the lives of women, children, and young people in the world. And of course, our managing director is here. Thank you so much, John. How is your moving going? Thank you so much for joining us, even though you're multitasking. We appreciate you. And he said, hello, everyone. Welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with heart today. Remember, we like to go easy on the emojis here. Thanks in advance. Yes, go easy on the emojis, but hashtag a lot of great things here. All what we've been talking about and in our mission and vision to one global movement. Thank you so much. And it says, also do not type the name of our closed company. Thanks. I will remove it, just letting you know we are waiting for our new drastically different business platform, and it will have a new name. Yes, thank you so much, John. So we don't make that mistake. That's why I chose not to mention the name of the company anymore. Please let us not type the name of our old company anymore. Unpassive, don't type it here because it's going to be changed for a much more better one. So thank you, John, for reminding us. And we have our beautiful sister here, Ballyhoo Pushpin Media, Sister Sharon. Thank you if she's here. She's always sending out prayers to everyone who needs them, and also wishing everyone a happy birthday. Thank you so much. And we have our Our brother here, Sayo, how are you? If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you've not put the big thumbs up, please do so. Put the big thumbs up, and please go to Facebook. And when you're commenting on anything on One Global Movement, give stars. Continue to give those stars. Those stars go a long way to help us. Don't comment on anything or do anything without stars. The heart is not enough. Give stars, please. Thank you so much. And our beautiful sister Nancy is here. Thank you so much, beautiful sister, for really supporting us on and off stage. We highly appreciate you. And we have Joy Dap. How are you, sir? Joy Dap Bowman. If you're new here, you're welcome into this global family. We highly appreciate you. Let us spread the word, the revolution, and the gospel of One Global Movement to all corners of the globe. Thank you so much. Beginning from ourselves and our homes. And let's go. Hello, beautiful sister and Ginger. How are you? Thank you so much for being a part of us here again today. We appreciate your support, your love, and your presence. And we have Peruri. How are you, sir? If you're new here, you're welcome to this global family. Do well to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share our videos. And always go back to watch with your children, because this is already our space that we create for children to learn. Thank you so much. And beautiful Maria Jazz, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for being with us again today. We appreciate you. And let me go down here, making sure that I don't miss a name, because you guys are so important and you guys are so impactful here. And yes, Maria just said, who I am growing every day to the end for humanity. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Thank you. She wrote that. She wrote that in the chat. Thank you so much for writing that. I appreciate you. We have Mohammed. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us from that end. We highly appreciate you. If you're new here, we welcome you into this global family. Do well to subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, and share. And you guys go to Facebook if you can, and like and follow our Facebook page, and give some comments about One Global Movement, so that Facebook can take note of that and send us more resources. And we have our beautiful sister here, Sanjo Ashmira. How are you, sister? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate you. Sir Abdul Sattar, thank you so much, sir, for being that pillar that we need here in One Global Movement for our children. And let's go down here. We have Sir Razehab. How are you? Thank you so much for being with us again. And thank you for supporting children. And we have our brother, Levi Mamabolo. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I know that it's late in the sunny Pretoria, but you're here today supporting us. We highly appreciate you so much. Thank you. And Ginger said, we will help them rise and they will help others rise. Certainly. We know there's a way. We know that when there's a where there is a way, there and we will never give up. We know where there is a way, we will never give up. We need to change this broken world system. God gives us the strength, ideas, and mindset to do so. Thank you so much, Ginger. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we have Hapu Rai. How are you, sir? If you're new here, we welcome you into this global family. We appreciate you for being here today. Let us keep spreading the gospel of One Global Movement to all corners of the globe so that we can reach every child, every woman, and every young person. Thank you. And we have RJ Rajiv Roy. How are you, sir? Thank you for being with us here again today. We appreciate your support and your love. Okay, let's go here. Oh, our beautiful sister, Clover Kelly. How are you, sister? Thank you for being with us today. Good afternoon to us here, and greetings to everyone, Global Movement. I am glad we are all here. Thank you, ladies, for the vision and great work you are doing for the children. Thank you so much. Thank you. And there is a book that is going to be coming out soon about One Global Movement, where it began. And we're going to be printing T-shirts to raise money to keep supporting these children in their programs. And we ask that let us all be a part of what is going to be happening. And on the day of publication, we ask that people go online and order the Kindle copy or the hard copy, but we need a lot of people to order so that we can hit the algorithms for best best author, maybe New York Times best author or something. So, but we will arrange that, and I will discuss it with the managing director. And then the T-shirts, we're going to be printing T-shirts here soon. So a lot of great things are happening. So thank you. And let's go down here. Goldie Kerr, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for your love and your support and your presence. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And we have Mars Sige, if I pronounce it right. Thank you so much for being with us. If you're new, you are welcome into this global family. We appreciate you. Come again and share the word, the gospel here to all others and your friends. Thank you. Okay, let's go down. We have Faisal Sai. How are you? Thank you so much for being here with us today. If this is your first time here, you're welcome into this family. And thank you so much for being here today and contributing. Share it with others. Be sure to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you. And the managing director says, folks, I've asked you to limit your emojis and to stop posting the name of our former now closed company. Our name will be changing soon. Stay tuned. Okay, let us remember that OnPassive has been closed. Everyone should get this clear. OnPassive has been closed. So we are now waiting for the name of the new company. So let us not type OnPassive anymore, please. That is what our managing director is trying to say several times here. So let's not do that. Let us just leave it like that because we are still giving more weight to the old company and it's not going to be that. So let us prepare that momentum to take flight when the new name comes out, okay? Thank you so much, John. And let's go down, down, down. Okay, we have Sir Ojala. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us today. We highly appreciate you. And okay, we have did I call his name before? I don't know. We have Peruri Krishna. Thank you so much, sir, again for being part of us. We highly appreciate you. And then Ginger says, so many orphanages need more help too. Street children and young people, their lives will grow exponentially. Just so you know, I am thinking about fostering uh, uh, children or adults. I'm thinking about that because of what we are doing here. I want to be able to live in my home with some children or some of our parents that I can help that way to make sure that they're living the kind of life that I'm living or even better. So thank you so much, uh, Ginger, for saying that. And we have Sir Shri Ramesh. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us here today. We highly appreciate you for being with us. Thank you. And Ginger says, Dr. Mundih, you've held another exciting session where we can and will help children, young adults, and the elderly. Thank you so much, Ginger. When those t-shirts will come, that is something that we're going to use to raise money. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, we can make it happen for you. So, but we are hoping. I'm wanting the harvesting season to die down because it's a lot of harvest. You can see I have a lot of sunburn because I'm always under the sun, hustling with the vegetables so I can get it to family. So thank you so much, Ginger. We have RJ Rajiv Roy. I think I called your name before. Your name is so wonderful, and thank you for your support. And we have A Shriyam. How are you? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate your presence here. And we have Sir Ashid, who just popped in and said, I'm not going to be absent here today. I'm going to be present and be counted among those who are transforming humanity, among those who are becoming every day. Thank you so much, sir. And we have come to the end of our session for today. It's always a wonderful session. And today's Friday. I wish you guys the very best. Go and enjoy your weekend and always remember to ask yourself, what am I becoming? In every situation, ask yourself, what am I becoming every day? And when you ask yourself that question, it pushes you to take action. And action is what we need here. Children are waiting. Young people are waiting for us. Women are waiting for us. It is only you and I who can take the decision today with intentionality. With intentionality and action, we can change the dynamics and the rhetoric of the world and rewrite the story of poverty, hunger, and illiteracy as it pertains to children, women, and young people. So thank you guys so much for being a part of us here today. May you go in peace, but remember to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. Go and sow seeds of prosperity in the world. I love you all. Bye bye.